Well, hello again, everybody, and welcome to the 25.4 podcast.
Hastily assembled program presenting inside opinions and forecasts on major issues of the day.
Good evening. I'm Andrew, your host. Apologies for running a few minutes late tonight, but now we're going, and I'm joined, as always, by my wonderful co-hosts, Brandon, Robert, Tim. Gentlemen, how are you?
Doing all right.
A little myth that you put your children as a higher priority than us, but fine, whatever.
Well, every once in a while. I won't do that all the time.
Jumping in the car and slamming the foot to the floor here.
Tonight, yeah, I did. I was driving 60 miles an hour through school zones and subdivisions and all kinds of.
See, there you go. He didn't put his kids before us.
No, only my kid. All the other kids I don't care about. So we've got a big full show tonight, and so let's hop right into it.
With the airing of grievances, I got a lot of problems with you people.
We are chock full of grievances tonight, I think. I don't have the show notes up yet, but
I was gonna say somebody's
Tim.
not looking at the show notes.
Yes, sir.
Oh, really? They changed?
There's not much in there.
Nobody has a grievance?
Oh no, we've got grievances.
I know.
I just wouldn't call
okay.
it chock full.
All right, Tim, go first.
It's currently 9 degrees in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's heading closer to 0, and the dog is still eating her shit.
Hey, you speak that into your brand new microphone, you sound like you're on the radio there.
The good news about the dog eating shit in 9-degree weather, at least it's solid.
No, that doesn't make it any better, because she flings
It's
it
more
around
like
and
ice cream.
throws it.
Kinda
Yeah,
like a
but when
big
it's
old
frozen, it
sherbet.
doesn't stick to the wall when she slings it around. It just bounces off and rolls harmlessly into the middle of the kitchen.
You cannot make this bad. No, they don't make it in the house. She knows they don't make it in the house. But you cannot make this any better.
You're luckier than I am.
It's so...
Sometimes it makes it into the house.
Stop it! Because I can't go out there because there's a big mound of snow in the way, and I'm not going to walk out there in my freaking socks in the snow to get her because she's just going to run around. Look what you did.
Like a llama? Was
Like
you running around like a
llama?
llama?
Llamas with hats. Seriously, did you watch that video?
I didn't. I wasn't able to. I missed
need
it
to
all.
Watch it. You need to watch. You'll understand.
I missed it all.
So good, and then you'll understand the bit about eating hands. It'll just make more sense.
I especially liked the Al Sharpton tweet that came out. All the super un-PC tweets when the black llama got caught first. Oh my god, that was hilarious. God, that was funny.
It's odd to me what the internet chooses to have a sense of humor about. That people were making that joke, and it was everybody collectively went ah ha ha and laughed, and then other times it's like you don't know what is okay to laugh at and what isn't anymore.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's my grievance.
All right. Thank you guys for talking while I got everything up and going over here.
I was gonna say I knew that he was over there still getting his pants on.
Oh no, pants are always off for the show. That's a rule.
Dance off.
And when we go to After Dark, then the boxers come off too.
Jesus.
Yowzer.
All the
But the
All right.
camera never pans, which is
I was
very
gonna say,
disappointing.
Bobby's over there grinning ear to ear there for a split second.
No. I'll go next. Mine's kind of off the wall, and very few people probably care about it. But Augusta National and the Masters Golf Tournament. Once again this year, it looks like there will be no official Windows Phone app for the Masters, one of the 4 majors, arguably the biggest golf tournament of the year. I built an unofficial app last year. I tweeted today that I winned it, which I think should be the new verb for whenever you build an app that you reverse engineer the private API for. So we'll get some momentum going behind that.
I think we should call it winning.
That's perfect. That's totally perfect. So I had some email dialogue with them after they had my app pulled last year, and it was very cordial, and I tried to continue a dialogue and get them to think about or maybe even do a Windows Phone app, but they couldn't even be bothered to respond to my emails. So Augusta National gets my grievance tonight.
Shame on
damn.
you, Augusta National.
Yeah,
This is what happens, folks.
bunch of rich white men.
Hoity-toity.
God. I hate rich white men.
With everything going for them and all the things in the world. God, I hate those people.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Robert. Let Google have it.
Fuck you, Google. It's not that I actually was all that jazzed about SoftCard, but fuck you for taking an app that some people started to use on a platform that you've completely ignored and done everything in your power to try to stifle and kill. I think that might actually be the definition of anti-competitive. I'm not sure about that, but I might want to check with the Justice Department. But so yeah, fuck you, Google, and fuck you too, Pebble CEO, whatever the hell your name is that I can't even pronounce, for your idiotic, short-sighted clusterfuck of a company. That here you've got Microsoft bending over backwards to do everything for you, and all you have to do is say yes. That's all you have to do. And you're so stupid and such a spoiled child with these prehistoric attitudes about Microsoft, you decided to do what isn't in your customers' or your investors' best interests, and you intentionally ignore a platform and basically tell Microsoft to go fuck itself after they've gone and done everything that they did for you to get that app into the store and expand your customer base. So fuck you too, Pebble CEO. Those are my two grievances.
All right. Well, Brandon, that leaves you. What you got tonight?
Number one, Andrew Long cheats at Trivia Crack. Don't play him on Trivia Crack.
You can't even say that anymore because you beat me.
Yeah, that you fucking beat me like 3 games in a row, 6-0. That doesn't happen unless you're cheating.
Oh, I'm not cheating. I promise you that.
He's full of shit.
All right, see?
Your dog
See,
is full of shit.
Oh, she's not.
The second thing I have is, I finally got denim on my icon, as we all know. And I tend to use Bluetooth a lot. I've got a Bluetooth headset that I wear in the car. I've got Bluetooth headphones at work. And I've noticed that I have my internet sharing on. I don't know if this affects it, but I've had my internet sharing on all day. And whenever I do mixed radio to stream to my Bluetooth headphones, it works great for a while. Sometimes it works all day. Other times, it stops working, stops pairing to any Bluetooth device, and I have to reboot my phone before Bluetooth works with anything, my band, my headset, my headphones. And this never happened until after denim. So once again, it seems that Verizon delayed everything for way too fucking long, and then still managed to screw it up. So props to them. Well done there.
That's denim though. I think when Bobby and I both got our 830s, we both noticed just weird issues with Bluetooth where it just didn't work. Had to reboot, and I attribute a lot of that today to running Windows 10 still, over a week now. So I attribute a lot of my issues, assuming that it's that, but I think a lot of it has to do with denim and Bluetooth, like the band. Like I just can't sync with my band. I'll get this task is timed out when trying to sync with the band,
right.
And then every now and then it'll work. And I surprisingly got my band updated and everything the other day. I'm under the assumption that it's not gonna work. So
yeah, another grievance. That Microsoft Garage Squad whatever fucking application. I mean, seriously, guys, can you just test your shit before you release it? I don't really even care how it looks, like some people, but can you just make it work? Because I'd really kind of like to try that app out, and it just doesn't work for shit. So that was me that left that first 1-star review. So sorry about that.
Well, there should be a store policy that no application can pass if it has Comic Sans font in it.
That too. I did notice that in that dev space one. I was like, really, guys? Come on now.
That should be a
Come on.
rule for the internet.
What do you got
in
there, Tim?
general.
What was that, Tim?
I tried syncing. It timed out.
Yeah.
Bluetooth.
To your
fast
Bluetooth?
didn't go.
So
Yeah,
have
I'm-
either of you done a full factory reset on the phone since Denim to see if it fixes it? Somebody suggested that on
I did
Twitter.
a
I think it was
factory
Rob Irving.
reset with Windows
Yes.
10.
I've done it with the 930, and I did do it with the 830. And I
And it didn't
believe
help?
my initial impression after 24 hours picking up the 830 was that the Denim firmware was not fully baked. It was blatantly
Damn.
obvious right away that there was some issues with Bluetooth.
I do love. I mean, the camera. I'm sorry. I'm jumping into affirmation, so I'll wait.
Well, hold on. Don't do that yet.
We've got more stitching.
Because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me.
All right. Now you can go, Brandon.
Yeah. So I mean,
What firmware you want?
I do appreciate Denim for the camera speed. I am very pleasantly surprised at how fast the camera is. Not only just to launch, come out of complete standby on the phone by pushing the camera button, but even to take pictures. It's been really solid. I'm really loving the camera again, finally. I haven't really loved it since Windows Phone 8. We're kind of entering Windows Phone 7 territory with the camera speeds, and I'm very happy to have that back. So well done there, at least.
Yeah, I've been thoroughly impressed with the camera speed. That kind of blew my mind a little bit when it finally came down for my 830 and the 930, and both of them are just lightning fast. And then today, the 1520, I was like, shit, that's pretty impressive. I'm not the 830.
I think they heard enough people saying, "What in the hell did you do to my camera?" It only took them fucking 3 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think there's supposed to be a further update for the 830 to get it to where Lumia Camera 5 will run on it. I think.
I think they needed to better communicate what the hell was going on with the camera apps when they launched Denim, though. A lot of people got confused, including myself. That was confusing.
I saw people asking today, like, okay, so I've got 18 camera apps now. What do I use?
Yeah, I saw that same tweet, I think.
All right.
I had an affirmation, but after what I think was, I don't know. I'm not.
Go ahead.
I'm not even.
Tell-
No, I'm not going to.
Tell the people.
Say it.
No, I'm not going to. I'm just not.
Say it.
But
Now you have to.
I take back my affirmation for Fitbit. I had one for Fitbit. I'm going to take it back, and that's all I'm going to say about that.
Would you say
What?
the West Coast is now winning?
That with a different spelling, yes.
Winning? Winning?
Whining.
Fitbit has a new employee, and so
We don't know that.
they.
Congratulations!
Yeah. Congratulations, Fitbit.
I don't know if that's what it is.
And in about 18 months or so, I'm going to be playing this one for Fitbit.
Well, look, you know what it is? It's kind of just a shake your head moment of it's clearly obvious someone has issues playing well with others. And I don't know how
Brandon.
you say
Yeah, you're being an asshole now.
I need someone like that on my team. Someone who doesn't play well with others. I need that person on my. I don't understand the thought process behind that, or maybe I'm just seeing. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he does play well with others.
The trick is to interview really, really well. That's
I don't know, but
and also have your wife take the personality test for you.
Yikes.
yeah, I'm not even going near that one.
We'll be cutting that out of the podcast.
Nah, that can stay. That can stay.
Is that what happened? Is that?
With which employer?
Which time?
Which employer, which time? I mean, you got to be more specific. I can't answer these vague questions.
The vague responses are your friend.
My affirmations are pretty simple. The first one is Five Guys burgers and fries, which kicks ass.
Hell yes. Hell
I might
yes.
have to go get that for lunch tomorrow now.
Here in the Midwest, In-N-Out gets a lot of hype, I think, because we don't have any. But
Right.
I had In-N-Out last year when I was out in San Francisco for my develop design review, and I wasn't that impressed.
No,
Five Guys.
I'd go
We
with
do have
Five
Five Guys
any day.
and I just had it Sunday for the first time in a while.
Still sticking
And,
with you?
No, it was out pretty quick, but
How was your bucket of
Grease lightning?
fries?
but it was fucking awesome. I love that shit.
I'm going to
Yeah, I'm
commit.
going to Arizona. Go ahead, Robbie.
I'm going to commit a sacrilege. I'm not a native Californian, so I might be able to get away with this. But I agree with you. I don't think In-N-Out is all that great. They make such a big deal about how everything's locally sourced. Well, I can locally source dog shit, and it doesn't taste any better than dog shit I import from Mexico. So I agree with you. I don't think it's all that awesome.
Well, I'm
excited.
going to Arizona in about a month, a little under a month, 3 weeks or so, and I'm planning on having In-N-Out just because we don't have it in the Midwest. I've never had it, so I will be partaking in a little bit, but I am happy to have Five Guys whenever I can. It's some good shit. I agree.
You know what? If you're going to come to San Francisco and you've never done it before, partaking of In-N-Out and smoking a little weed, those are two prerequisites to get away with it. So
I
I've
didn't
never done
do
either
that
of those
when I was there.
those are the two things that are, well, that and gay sex, but you're going to probably want to abstain from
I'm going to
that.
go ahead and skip that one.
It's probably a good idea.
And you could probably do that one really wherever. I don't think you have to be in San Francisco for that.
It
True.
helps. It speeds the process along.
You get somebody who really knows what they're doing. Like, I think that's what you're saying.
Exactly.
Now I need to go back a second because I think Brandon just said something that kind of slipped
You're not
under
going to
everybody's
soundbite
radar.
that. You're not going to soundbite that. Don't even do it.
No, I just want to ask for
Laugh.
clarification. Did you say you've never smoked marijuana?
Oh, yes, I did. I did say that, and that is a true statement.
Huh.
I have not. I have not either.
Wow.
See, we're what you call wholesome Midwestern guys right here.
Well, I was born in Texas. What's my excuse?
That's the South.
Well, there's only two things that come out of Texas.
And I don't have any horns.
Ultra conservative, perhaps? Is that the excuse?
No. No. Libertarian. Conservatarian. There you go.
Conservative. Oh,
So
let's
real
just
quick,
make
though,
it
I have
some
one more
motivation.
affirmation. I'm going to slide it in here real quick. And
Perfect
Insert it
insertion.
right in there.
since I've got my 635, which now has a shiny
Ooh.
new orange back cover, just a right
Nice.
from the Microsoft Store. I've been listening
Nice.
to Mix Radio again a lot, and Mix Radio is awesome. I really like
Yes. It has gotten a lot better. It didn't used to be very good, but it has gotten better.
it. Yeah, I think it's great. So I've been listening to it a lot, and it's cool. I would almost even pay for it.
When was the
Yeah,
last
I mean-
I'm
time
not going to.
when was
what?
the last
I've gotten
time
to
their
the
app
point-
was updated?
Oh shit, I don't know. I know they haven't put a fucking lock screen where it won't launch the goddamn lock screen. I know they still haven't done that fucking 2-line code fix. But other than that, I can't even remember the last time I skipped a song or thumbs down a song in Mix Radio. It has been that solid for me. So I agree, Andrew.
Yeah, they've got I think it's a pop punk mix that's really awesome, and for an old guy like me, their 90s alternative mix is the shit. So, Tim, did you have an affirmation?
I'm gonna go with this little guy here.
That's
I've made it a point the last couple weeks of every one of our podcasts to go into my stash and pick out a nice, delicious craft brew. So tonight we are drinking Batshit Crazy, which is courtesy of Mob Craft Brewery in Madison, Wisconsin. I was recently out there for a nice, awkward on-site client visit. I think I talked about a couple weeks ago. I came home with a big stash of some good stuff. So, being as that it's not cheap, I only enjoy it when it's Just
A
sit down
special
and
occasion
relax.
like
Yeah,
this.
like this. Those are the words I wanted. It's not something you just hammer through to get hammered on.
I was going to turn it into a negative, but since you kind of saved
No.
yourself,
Nope.
I was going to say that you kind of find yourself having to get drunk to do the show with us.
Oh, never. So there you go.
Lush.
Cool.
Lush.
Well,
Lush. Lush.
This is like water. There you go.
so I have no idea what time we actually started. I really don't know how much time we have left, but I
I
think
think it was like 38.
I think we're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
I think we got like 5 minutes left.
That's perfect for us. So, any of these shoot the sheet topics get anybody's? We kind of hit on. Well, we talked a little
Well,
bit.
I did want to talk about the soft card thing, because you know how if you go to the Windows Phone store online for apps, and you can right click or you can click on the left hand side, it says download to install manually.
Uh-huh.
Unfortunately, that soft card app is in the carrier collections, so I couldn't find it on the Windows Phone store. But I think we need to get the soft card Zap floating around so that we can still have it. I don't think they're going to be able to shut that down on the back end. So I'm thinking we might still be able to utilize it. I am actually going to go get an NFC secure SIM from Verizon tomorrow and see if the Microsoft Wallet can do anything for me with that. I don't know if it can or can't. But I did download SoftCard on my phone the second I heard they were going to be pulling it. I'm going to see what I can get away with. So, but if anybody can get their hands on the Zap, I think it's worth having it float around. Not to hack, again, not to hack, just to have so that people can install it after they pull it from the store.
So it has already been pulled from the store, or it has not?
No, they put on their website that they will be terminating the application. It hasn't been, because I just downloaded it yesterday.
So when you do that, does it not verify against the store to make sure that it's still published?
The Zap stuff I'm coming from is all like Windows Phone 7. I haven't done a Zap install since then.
No, but you're talking about using the download and install manually off the store.
Yep.
So I would guess that still has some type of verification. I mean, the point of that is to download it on your browser, on your computer, which is using Wi-Fi, and not hammer your data plan. I'm guessing.
Well,
I would just think it would do some type of verification to make sure that it's still published, and you would probably get that error.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
when you do the download Zap, don't you have to like have your phone developer unlocked so you can sideload it? Because there's two options from the web store, right?
No, you install from a SD card is what that's intended to be used for.
Right. So
You
it's
put
for
the Zap on an SD card.
regular users.
Yeah, it's for regular users. You put it on an SD card, and then you can install an application from the SD card on the phone.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yep. Who put down that Microsoft needs to announce a new Lumia flagship at Mobile World Congress? Because that ain't happening.
That ... is supposed to be like open-ended, like a topic for discussion.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. They already said they ain't gonna, didn't they? Don't we already know they're gonna be mid and low?
That's what the current thinking is, but
Yeah, I don't know that we know anything for sure. I mean, I don't think
I
they're
thought
going
they said.
to, but
Yeah, I don't think they're either.
and I really think to say that Microsoft needs to do anything when it comes to Windows Phone is kind of being over dramatic, because it's not going to get any worse than it already is, right?
Well, yeah, we just dipped below 3%, right? Was the last thing I heard.
well, and look, what everybody looks at the market share number and freaks the fuck out, but the number to actually really pay attention to is units shipped, and units shipped has steadily gone up. Yes, Windows Phone doesn't have a higher percentage of the market, but it doesn't mean that they're not getting devices out there. So I think a lot of people forget that.
So let's figure out why. How can you get more units shipped but have a lower percentage?
Android outships you.
Yeah, well, yeah. Android, everybody is seeing. Well, not Android actually. I believe saw a little bit of a dip in units shipped last time around, but they had enough of a lead already in market share to where that was inconsequential. And
Basically, the whole pie got bigger, but your piece didn't grow in proportion to the whole pie getting bigger.
No,
I'm also
iOS's
thinking about-
piece got a lot bigger.
I'm also thinking about like corporate. How many people walk around with 2 devices?
Yeah, and Android's trying to bust into work. Yeah, good luck with that.
I feel the need to mention this because I always get a little bit excited when I see a Windows Phone in the wild. And at tonight's band concert, 2 or 3 rows ahead of me, I actually saw a woman on. It looked like maybe like a 635 or something.
Did you propose?
Well,
I would have.
I don't think that would have been a good move. I mean, I could only see her from behind, so I wasn't sure what she looked like exactly.
So did you
But,
propose?
So did you propose? Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, it always seems notable when I actually see a Windows Phone out in the wild, and today I saw
I agree. When I was in Chicago, I saw a woman at the airport. She was like, over by the wall, plugged into the jack, and she was rocking a Lumia, and I said, "Hey, do you like it?" Yeah, I totally agree. I chat up anybody I see with a Windows Phone.
How many of those people that you chat up actually do like the Windows Phone?
Every single one I've ever asked says they love it. Every one of them.
I've got one friend that hated it. He had an HTC 8X, and he hated every second about it. It was slow, it was choppy, and he was coming from an Android before that, which was, I remember.
Wow.
We were sitting. I don't remember where we were. He had an old HTC Android. He rebooted his phone, and I rebooted my Samsung Focus S 3 or 4 times in the time that it took him to do that. It's like just shut down.
Oh, dude, I've got a video for you.
And it's just like he coming from that, and I don't know what it was. It was like a fluke. Like he got the one bad device, and I told him from the day he got it that you need to go exchange it. Something's wrong, and that's the only person I've ever known to actually hate the phone and hate.
I came across a guy on Scruff once that had a Windows Phone, and we ended up actually having a nice conversation. His
I don't know what that is. What is that?
His selfie in his underwear was exceptionally high quality, and it was quite nice. I mean, we're sharing stories about coming across Windows Phone in the wild. I think Scruff is a really interesting place to have come across somebody with a Windows Phone.
Now, is there a Scruff app for Windows Phone?
Yes, there is.
Okay. Scruff is the blank for blank. Go.
Is the gay social network for
gays,
not Twinkie guys.
Not what?
Twinkie.
Okay.
Now you have to define that for the
young,
audience.
Hairless, coiffed.
Well, we're gonna be here all night if you keep this up.
Gender ambiguous type. I can't even say the word men with a straight face in this context. So males.
Oh, we're going out on a low note tonight, man. Wow.
Well, this just saves everybody that's listening a trip to Urban Dictionary, right?
True. Bobby's our own Urban Dictionary.
They introduced a gay couple on Walking Dead on Sunday.
I saw that.
And before we dive into that too deeply, let's switch gears. Let's shut down the audio show, and we'll get into the after. What the hell was that? Konnichiwa. So, apologies once again to Rudy Wynn, our good friend, but we ran out of time tonight. You can follow us on Twitter at 25.4 Podcast, on the web at 25pt4.com, wherever you find your favorite podcasts, including on Windows Phone and in iTunes, and now also on Stitcher, whatever that is. I think we might be on TuneIn Radio now, I'm not sure, and SoundCloud.
Did you mention the app?
No. Do we have an app?
We have an app.
If only somebody wrote an app for us.
In the middle of all that, I spit on my screen, so let me just wipe that off right there. We do have an app in the App Store, or the Windows Phone Store.
Oh,
what do you call it on Windows?
The Windows Store.
In the Windows Store. 25.4 podcast. That's the app. Go download it. And then you'd have all this right at your grubby little fingertips. I think that'll do it. Thank you if you're joining us live, Ed. Otherwise, thank you for listening if you're listening. And we'll be back next week with another episode of the 25.4 podcast. Until then, Seacrest out. All right.
Was that long enough for you?
That was a good pause. I like that.
We were actually quiet. That might be a record.
Yeah.
We're not going to get Brandon. What's the word you like to get? You like to use? We didn't get scolded by Andrew last time.
Chastised.
We got chastised.
That's
Chastised. Jesus.
What was
All right,
that?
Who just
Hold
got a
on.
trivia crack? Who's playing
Sorry,
trivia
sir.
crack during the show?
Oh no, that was a text message. Relax. See, there's another one.
Turn that shit down.
God, don't. That's what quiet hours are for. Hello.
What's
I know.
What's
Quiet
our
hours
shirt
start
you
at
know?
10.
So
Where were we at
Where
before
were
we
we?
got cut off by the moderator?
Walking Dead.
Tim was going to talk about the
Oh,
gay couple in
yeah.
Walking Dead.
So I saw the greatest tweet the other day on like Monday or Tuesday of me and my kid have been watching this show for years, and you go and introduce a gay couple making out? Would have been nice to know ahead of time so I could prevent him from watching that.
yeah, because the blood, the gore, the zombies, and all that shit, that wasn't traumatizing. But the two boys kissing, that was a problem.
Because the eating of the horse
idiots.
and it was a joke. He was joking.
I hope so. Good God. There's no shortage, but see, the problem is there's no shortage of people on the internet that actually would say that.
That's a very St. Louis kind of thing to say.
Sounds like a very South Texas thing to say.
Yeah.
Don't fight me on that.
Yeah. West Texas, South Texas, North
North
Texas.
Texas. Right, exactly.
Let me pull up a map of the last election, find the blue spots, and that's probably where the population that actually thinks that is kind of low.
Pull up a map of the last 10 elections.
Yeah.
Texas.
I
is
love
still
my
behind.
state.
It's a lot of the same people, actually, that don't like Hardee's because of their commercials with scantily clad women.
Yeah. I mean, that always killed me.
Hardee's.
Everybody freaking out at the Super Bowl, right? Janet Jackson slips a nipple or something happens during the halftime show, and all these people come out outraged. My kid was watching this.
Oh god.
You've got to be fucking kidding me, really?
I do have to say, from a parenting point of view, though, the Xbox 360's parental controls really suck ass. Okay? My kid has his, I've got him as a child account on the Xbox 360. The advertisements on the front screen one time, he hovered over one of them, and it said, the last thing he saw was my bullet going through his head, was what this advertisement said. And my kid was like 3 at the time. I was like, oh, shit. So, yeah. Anyway, that's been my experience with that.
I can understand that perspective to a point, but, you turn on the idiot box, you're just running that risk no matter what you do.
You stop and you do following that Ace Archives, Ace HQ, and gonna shut down your TV?
I haven't decided yet, but I did actually start doing some math, and the amount of television I actually watch is probably down to, on average, about an hour a day.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that math for me. It'd probably make me sick. I'd have to get out the slide rule and do some real shit here.
Well, now the only reason I say that is because that was a big change. I used to have Media Center on my desktop, and I would turn the TV on, and I would open Visual Studio, and I would sit there and have it running all the time as background noise. But I would stop and I would watch, and then when I'd get done, I'd go in the living room, I'd turn on cable news, I'd start watching that. And it wasn't until the day after the last presidential election, out of sheer frustration and despair, I decided I can't possibly watch this stuff anymore. It's driving me crazy. So turn it off. And just, gradually over time, I've seen my television viewing drop to where there are a few key shows I watch, but when they're not on, I don't really watch TV anymore all that much.
You on the full streaming bandwagon, or you still pay for cable?
No, I mean, we still pay for cable right now, but that's not really my choice. I'm actually I'm waiting for HBO to finally get their standalone subscription done. They're supposed to do that this year. And when they do it this year and I can get Game of Thrones through HBO Go without having to pay for HBO Prime on cable, then I think we're probably going to end up dropping it.
I hear female.
Who's
I hear female, and I'm not insulting Robert when I say that.
Andrew? You might want to.
Don't look at
That's
me.
my 11-year-old.
Oh,
Okay, well, I'll hold my comment.
I'm so glad I'm not the one that said that.
Wow. Hold on a second. I got to pull my foot out of my mouth.
Foot, leg up to your thigh.
Wow. Well, now I wish Tim would have jumped on that boat with me there for a second, so I wasn't the only one hanging out here. Jesus.
And from what I hear, Brandon, he's about as tall as you are, too. So.
Ooh. Oh, wow. Too bad you're not coming to build so you can say that to my face.
You better.
I might fly out there.
People will fly.
I'll take Rich's points and fly out there just to see you and say it and turn around.
Rich would probably
I might
find
even stick my finger in your chest, too, a little bit.
Well, thank you for saying chest. I was scared for a split second. Did I just shut the room down there?
Nothing.
Jesus.
I'm not saying nothing. See, I know how to not say things and keep myself out of trouble.
It's like Daddy just hit Mommy at the dinner table. Okay, kids, just eat.
Did you say Daddy just slapped Mommy at the dinner table?
Yeah, it's like Daddy just hit Mommy at the dinner table. That's okay, kids, just eat.
Is that what goes
Just
on
eat.
in your
It's
house,
okay.
Tim?
Oh, is that a Dane? I think that's a Dane Cook skit. I hate to say.
Glimpse into Tim's home life there for a second. Oh, man. Well,
Actually, relate
real
to that.
quick, I have a
It's
question.
kinda sad.
So I had the ad duplex stats thing down too in the show notes. Does anybody besides me think that people put too much into those stats?
I do.
Well, yeah, it's a snapshot of the stats from 9,000 apps, and that which is not a bad base, but you got to look at how many. I mean, I haven't seen how many installations. Have they ever published how many installations that is? Yes, it's 9,000 apps that happen to be on the network, but are we talking about, 5,000 installations of these apps? Are we talking about 5 million?
They've got to have that broken down by unique device IDs, don't they?
I don't know.
There's
I
no way they
suspect
can just be saying.
They know that somewhere. I don't know if they released that or not, but
Yeah,
I
because
don't
I mean,
know.
9,000 apps, that's what, like, maybe 2% of the whole install base of Windows Phone Store? I don't know how many apps we got.
500,000.
Yeah,
no,
so
that's right.
9,000 is 2%. That ain't shit. Even if it is multiple devices, 9,000 apps isn't shit.
I mean, it's a good indicator. I mean, if you can at least get a kind of a sense. I don't think for example, I don't distrust the popularity numbers. 9,000 apps across a pretty decent amount of phones, and you're seeing what kind of. I tend to say, okay, those app numbers make some sense in terms of figuring out which devices are the most popular and what countries and all that. But to extrapolate some larger market share analysis out of that, I don't think you have a complete data set to do that.
I'd be far more comfortable taking one app that has 200,000 downloads and having that dude show off his device numbers to give me a better view than an ad network with 9,000 apps. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
When I look
you
at
need to
my
talk to
device
Rudy,
stats, well, when I look at my, my stats for just upload to YouTube, it kind of backs up what Ad Duplex says. The low-end devices are fucking king all day long. I think anybody with an app out there is seeing that.
Yeah.
But which is really frustrating for upload to YouTube because if somebody takes a 5-minute video on a fucking Lumia 520 and tries to take that thing and send it over to another device and it's got to copy that video around, oh my god, I just get crash reports all fucking day because they're running out of memory. It's kind of a pain, but that's what I got to deal with, I guess.
No, it's a limitation.
I had in the show notes, I've been playing with Chocolatey some more. If anybody follows me on Twitter, they've heard about Chocolatey and my love affair with that particular package manager. I love it a lot. Rob Reynolds. Yeah, I need something to help manage my packages. Rob Reynolds, who I think is the founder, I think he's like the inventor, the founder of the thing, Fervent Coder on Twitter. He's super awesome at responding to tweets, and I found this new thing. I don't know if you guys have heard about it. On GitHub, any project on GitHub now has its own chat room through gitter.im. I had never heard of this, and it looks and acts just like Slack. But it's a chat room for individual projects on GitHub. I hopped in that room today and said, hey, I'm trying to do X, and Rob was sitting right there and completely responded right to me, and we went back and forth and back and forth. I found a couple bugs in the scripts. He said, yeah, oh, good find. Another main contributor was in the room. He's like, oh, yeah, I wrote that one. That's not ready yet, but good find. Filed like 3 bugs right there in the chat room. It was super freaking cool. So props to Rob Reynolds and that team because they know what's up with this piece of software, and they're running it really well. I'm really proud. It's pretty cool.
I think we're going to create a new segment for the After Dark portion of the show called Brandon Name Drops.
He didn't even mention Hanselman.
I was going to say, I know there's another name he's dying to drop.
It's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah,
I did not. No,
I hope I
seriously,
ruined
that
it,
wasn't
too.
even on the. It wasn't
I
even
hope
on
I
the
ruined
tip
it.
of my tongue. You guys brought it up. You guys are mean. I'm gonna take my ball and
I
run.
was actually going to get a soundbite and everything for when this happened because I was sure it was going to happen at some point during the show.
Well, fuck you, Andrew Long.
Take a number.
Hopefully, I haven't done it. Hopefully, I haven't done anything with my hands either that you can take a screenshot of and frame me with another meme. Damn it.
I don't do any of those. I just let all the ones I've done have been provided by Google and YouTube. So
No way. The lollipop one really was Google.
I didn't do the lollipop one.
That's right. That was Timmy.
Why does everybody confuse Andrew and I with those types of things? Oh,
I didn't.
Andrew shared this link. Oh, but maybe Tim did. Oh, but Andrew drew this picture. Oh, but maybe Tim did.
Who's opening a Snickers?
I'm not opening the Snickers.
It's a Reese's that was inserted in the screen.
It's not a Reese's either.
Oh.
It's a cigar? Oh, nice.
I thought I would pull that out.
His mouth was feeling a little empty.
Whenever you guys start
That's what I
talking
said to Monica.
whenever you guys start talking about package managers and the like.
I told Monica I was going to pull my cigar out too.
I think Tim needs to repeat what he said because that was perfect. I liked that one.
I don't even remember what it was.
Oh man, what else we got out of the show notes? Anything else we're missing?
I just saw the perfect tweet to summarize summarize the intersection of politics and BuzzFeed. Fox viewers think the dress is white and gold. CNN viewers think it's blue and black, and the MSNBC viewer, singular, thinks it's Bush's fault.
What?
What the hell? I'm seeing tweets about a dress.
There's some
Yeah, I don't even know what the fuck we're talking about.
I don't know. It's another fucking stupid BuzzFeed thing.
I
Somebody.
can't believe we moved on from llamas already.
Yeah. Well, the whole internet
Tim
is
really
just
wanted that to last.
full of
Llamas
bright,
are-
shiny objects.
The llamas were awesome.
I did promise more llama on the show. So.
You need to watch the video. I kind of want to share my screen and play it for everybody.
I haven't seen Tim this jacked up about anything.
It's something I saw a couple years ago, and it was just hilarious. And it's
Okay.
I've actually made jokes on the show referring back to the llama skits, and nobody knows them. I've noticed that nobody's watched them because nobody caught the jokes.
I've got the perfect tweet right now. Okay, I've got 2 on my screen. Twitter needs a side channel that provides context because I have no idea what anyone is talking about today. And a guy replied to it saying, apparently the FCC approved a llama dress. I thought that was really good. Hey, Bobby, I did want to get you to explain something to me today. All of my progressive, newsletters and everybody are saying that we won net neutrality and this thing went as well as it could have gone and we should be happy with it. And based on the couple of headlines that I've read and the little bit of text that I've read regarding the actual decision, I haven't dived into it too deep. It sounded halfway decent. So what's the beef here?
Nobody has read it. That's the problem. Is that it's not the content of what they voted on so much as it is the fact that all of these journalists, and it's mostly journalists, tech journalists, are running around jumping up and down for something they haven't even read. It's like Obamacare all over again. Nobody read the 3,000 pages worth of legislation in that bill, and now half of the people that are running around screaming how great Obamacare is don't really understand that next year it's actually going to start impacting their employer-provided health insurance. All of these surprises have been coming up, and because nobody bothered to read the damn thing before they actually passed it. And what the FCC did today is they came out and they've been doing it for weeks, talking about, we're going to do net neutrality. We're going to give everybody exactly what they want. Meanwhile, we're not going to let you actually read what we're voting on. And how people can celebrate that, I have no idea. They don't even know what they're celebrating. They just know that somebody's given them the right buzzwords, and their religious belief in net neutrality has been vindicated, and that's exactly what's going on. I mean, not a single one of them today can put up a link and say, here is the 333 pages that the FCC voted on today. Not a one. I haven't seen a single link to that. I can't find it. I've looked. So how are we supposed to celebrate something nobody's read and doesn't actually know what's in it? So that's what I would say to that. It's not really an issue of progressivism or conservatism. It's an issue of, do we not actually stop and read? Do we not demand transparency from what was it? Somebody tweeted out a link to some statement Obama made about directing all of the agencies in the federal government to focus on his transparent government initiative. And here, the very next day, the FCC is voting on something nobody's been allowed to read.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sending you a hug. I'm sorry.
I'm fine with it. I just think it's kind of one of these things was like, all right, well, I guess everybody's going to be on board with it. I'm going to be able to laugh heartily in a couple of years when all the surprises start coming, when people don't really understand the unintended consequences of what they've just done. So
well, I tweeted out that Verizon and AT&T were going thermonuclear on the FCC after this whole thing came out, so they must have done something right. Because if it pissed off those two guys, it's definitely in more favor of the consumer than it is for big business. So.
I wouldn't go so far as to make that judgment. I will say that there is probably plenty in there for them to be upset about. I'm not saying all the content was bad. I'm just saying that nobody knows what the content actually was.
Right.
And until you can actually read it and make a judgment, you can't start gaming out. I think part of the problem is people approach the whole issue of net neutrality with emotion and not with actual logic and facts. And the emotion is the short-term gratification. I want net neutrality and I want it now. Oh, look, the FCC, big government daddy, is giving it to me. Yay! And that's pretty much, no offense, a lot of millennials. It seems to be concentrated in the millennial, internet-savvy, tech blogger type world where they've all got this tunnel vision about their emotions on everything.
When you say no offense, typically it's full of lots of offense.
Well, I mean, Look,
You say no offense, I hear I'm about to really piss you off.
I freely admit saying millennials is a very wide generalization, and I don't mean you are clearly not the type of millennial types I'm talking about, and it's certainly not confined to millennials. You can look at any number of baby boomer tech journalists out there who've made their feelings on it quite clear today as well. That are diehard progressives.
It's like when Timmy and I say, "With all due respect." We're pretty much about to really insult you.
You don't really mean that shit. Yeah. So, I mean, unintended consequences, we'll see what happens in a couple of years. When people open their cable bill, or if they're getting their internet from their cable, and all of a sudden the amount of fees being tacked on at the very end that don't really have anything to do with your cable start going up, swell job. It will happen.
Brad Sams, it's a left shark, black llama kind of night. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means. And then he replied to his own tweet and added himself saying, "You are embarrassing."
I saw that earlier. That was pretty funny.
What the fuck? Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Well,
Andrew Long,
okay.
how was your kid's program?
It was cool. It was the 7th grade played a few songs, and the 8th grade band played, and the high school band played.
Or was it like a, yay, you guys are cute?
No, they're getting better. You know, they've only been playing for like a year and a half, so you know, it's just 7th grade. They start in 6th grade, most of them. So
if you had a project at work, and 18 months later, if there wasn't any progress, would you kill the project? Just a question.
yeah, I think so.
No point to that. Don't worry about it.
What Tim is saying is all kids better fuck prodigies.
Oh,
God damn it!
Cut out. Too bad you cut out.
That was well timed cut out. We don't tolerate that kind of language on this show.
Oh boy! All right, guys, are you guys done or what? Y'all are petering out.
Andrew's falling asleep.
This whole dress thing has really gotten me kind of, I don't know, worried about humanity.
We need to figure out what the fuck everybody's talking about.
There's some picture that was posted to Tumblr yesterday and said, "Hey guys, what color is this?" And then it went to Gawker, and then it became a thing.
What the fuck?
And BuzzFeed and
What the hell?
yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah, the whole internet's lost its fucking collective mind.
Yeah, and the last.
Yeah, you know what though?
Well, what's the date? Fucking llamas and the fucking dress. Like the internet is. What is wrong with you people?
The llama thing I can get. I can
Hating
kind of
on
understand that. I didn't watch any of it, but I can see where people would be amused by that. This dress thing, I don't know. It's weird.
Well, earlier, I tweeted that the FCC regulation and llamas, the perfect idiocracy sandwich, and we were just missing the Miracle Whip. Well, guess the fuck what? The dress is the goddamn Miracle Whip.
So Robert is you following all of you.
Yeah.
That's what your tweet says, sir.
I know. I just my fucking fingers just don't work as fast as my brain does for some reason.
Bobby's rage tweets are funny.
I bork a lot of tweets that way. Just things.
Step back, everybody. Cheeky Taurus is rage tweeting again. Look out, here it comes.
He's bringing out some Miracle Whip. Look out, here it comes.
This is bad. This is so bad.
I think you're going to probably want to stay with Tim if you make it to build.
I don't know what that means.
Why do I get
usually
all the silent treatment when I make the bad jokes? Why do I get and he gets the laughs and I get I fucking hate you guys.
No.
Well, it's because your jokes are bad.
Well, No,
But
you get silence, and he gets awkward laughs. Like, I don't know if he's serious.
I don't know whether to laugh at what the gay said or not.
I'm gonna laugh right now because I hope he's kidding.
Yeah, that's what that's all about. I don't know. Do I laugh at what the homo said? I don't know. What's the right answer? The internet's gonna come after me if I say it wrong. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Andrew's over there puckering. What?
no, that doesn't scare me a bit. I can defend my asshole.
Yikes.
Oh man.
Uh-oh.
See, Bobby's in good spirits.
Yeah,
he hasn't just.
I gotta let the dog out to pee. She's on a new diuretic.
More TMI from the cheeky Taurus. I was just gonna say, Bobby must be in good spirits because he hasn't just like up and hung up the hangout yet, because that's what he did the last time I made a gay joke.
But I think we were done though at that point, right?
Well,
Off the air.
maybe.
If we weren't, he was.
Right. Something like that. Seriously, gold and white, blue and black, it's all fucking over my timeline. What in the hell?
It's sanity. And so now anybody that wants to look all witty can just put out a tweet with llamas and blue and black in it. And
check out my retweet, Tim. You'll like that. You'll like my retweet, Tim.
I bet I already saw it. Like 10 minutes ago, I bet. Not even
Oh,
funny
really?
anymore. Not even
The
funny
llama with the painted on stripes?
Yeah, the two I don't see your retweet just because of that, yeah. And then somebody did the kid from the All-State Super Bowl commercials. I would have correctly identified the colors of the dress, but I died.
Here's Tim trying to bring back the llamas. Why did the llamas go away so quickly?
Did you watch the live stream of those?
No, I didn't. I missed all of it.
It was pretty funny because the things aren't they're scared. They were scared of people coming after them, but there was a point where a guy was walking for probably 50 feet. He was just walking next to the white llama, just walking. Like, okay, I'm trying to make nice. And then he put his hand on the thing's back, and it started hopping all around, and then he tried to jump and catch it. And then they're driving in trucks with a lasso trying to catch these things. Ew, it was just hilarious. It was great.
That's hilarious.
It was.
And then Tim made a GIF that was like 17 meg.
It was so big. It was 17 megs.
I kept
my God.
watching it going, my God, when's he going to finish downloading? Jesus Christ.
That should have been your first tip not to watch.
Oh, saved you a click. Just had a really good tweet. I like that one. That was good.
Yeah, they threw it in the towel, I think.
Llamas and
Which is what I'm about ready to do myself.
Llamas and dresses, net
geez.
neutrality, and Apple Watches, and goddamn One Direction is still trending. Says Dave Cothran on Twitter.
Well, since Fitbit and Pebble are the devils now, does that mean we all need to get Apple Watches?
No, you stick with your Microsoft band, dumbass. The fuck?
But if you don't have one, you can't buy one. You can't buy one anywhere.
That's why you get silence.
Well, you shouldn't have not bought one when they were available.
Well, if there are only so many available, and apparently that number was not very many.
You didn't try hard enough, I guess.
Clearly.
You did not, because I got two.
All right.
Crickets.
There's nobody watching anymore, so we might as well just shut it down.
All right.
Alrighty. Catch you guys later.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.